Today, we're diving into something that's really changing the game for how businesses work with their own software. We're talking about an AI copilot from SAP, and its name is Joule. So let's just start with this question, right? What if the software you use every single day, for finance, for HR, for your supply chain, could do more than just, process data? What if it could actually understand what you're asking, maybe even anticipate what you need next, and basically act like a true partner in your work? Well, that's the promise we're going to explore today. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to meet Joule and figure out what it is. Then we'll peek under the hood to see how it all works. After that, we'll get into its 4 key skills, find out how you can teach it about your specific business, which is super cool. And finally, we'll look at the special tools it has just for developers and consultants. First up, let's get to know Joule. And really, the best way to think about it isn't as just another chatbot window popping up. Imagine instead having this brilliant executive assistant who, on day 1, already knows your company inside and out. That's the idea here. Okay, so here's the official definition, but let's break down what that really means. The key word is embedded. Joule isn't some separate app you have to go find and open. No, it lives right inside the SAP tools you're already using, whether that's in HR or finance. And contextualized insights? That's just a way of saying it knows who you are, what your job is, and what you're trying to get done at that very moment. And this is absolutely crucial. This isn't just cool tech for the sake of cool tech. The whole point is to deliver real, tangible business value. It's all about helping you work faster, make smarter decisions, and this is a big one for large companies, do it all in a way that's totally secure and compliant. So we know what Joule is trying to be, but how does it actually pull it off? How does it go from your simple question to a smart, useful answer? Let's peel back a layer and check out the engine that makes it all run. The process is actually pretty sophisticated, but we can boil it down to 4 main steps. First, you just ask a question, in plain English. Then, and this is the secret sauce, Joule enriches that question. It adds all that critical business context, like your job title and maybe most importantly, your permissions. It knows you're a finance manager, not a marketing intern. Only then does it talk to the big AI models and your internal SAP systems. And finally, the answer gets filtered, validated for security, and then sent back to you. See, it's so much more than just a simple pass-through to a generic AI. And all of this is built on a rock-solid enterprise-grade foundation. It's running on SAP's own business technology platform. It's smart enough to use different AI models to get the best result, and it always respects user permissions. It's built for serious business from the ground up. Okay, we've covered the how, so let's get to the fun part, the what. What can you actually do with Joule? Well, it pretty much boils down to 4 main types of conversations you can have. SAP calls these interaction patterns. You've got informational, for when you just need a fact, navigational, for when you're lost and need to find something, transactional, to actually get stuff done, and coming soon, analytical, which will give you data insights. Let's look at a quick example of each one. This is a perfect example of an informational interaction. Super simple, right? You're just asking for a specific piece of info. Joule securely checks the HR system, gets the number, and gives it to you. Boom, done. No more hunting for it yourself. Now, this is a navigational prompt. And I mean, who hasn't gotten lost clicking through endless menus in a huge enterprise system? Instead of trying to remember the path, you just ask Joule, and it takes you right where you need to go. It's a huge time saver. Okay, now this is a transactional interaction, and this is where it gets incredibly powerful. You're not just asking for information anymore, you're telling Joule to do something. It can kick off the actual process to change your address in the system, right from the chat. And finally, we have the future, the planned analytical capability. Think about this. This turns Joule into your personal data analyst. You can just ask it to slice and dice business data and pull out key insights on the fly. That's a real game changer. So, Joule is clearly pretty smart out of the box, but its real genius, its superpower, comes from its ability to learn the specifics of your company. And it does this through a feature called document grounding. And look at this side-by-side comparison, because this really hits the point home. Ask a generic AI about your company's travel policy, and you get that vague, unhelpful, you should check the handbook answer. But ask a Joule that's been grounded in your company's documents, you get a precise, actionable answer. The exact rate, the name of the policy document, it's the difference between a guess and a fact. So how does this magic work? Well, it's pretty clever. Your company connects its document library, like a SharePoint site. Joule then reads through everything, PDFs, Word docs, you name it, and turns all that knowledge into a special mathematical format called vector embeddings. Just think of it like it's creating a detailed concept map of all your company's knowledge. And this map gets refreshed every single day, so Joule is always up to date. So far, we've been talking about how Joule helps pretty much everybody in a company with their day-to-day work, but that's not the whole story, not even close. SAP has also built specialized versions of Joule for the pros, the people who actually build and implement these systems. And here's the key difference. For regular business users, Joule is embedded in the apps to help you do your work. For the professionals, it's a separate set of tools designed to help you build and understand the systems themselves. It's a totally different focus. For developers, this is just a massive productivity boost. It can generate code, create data models, and even write test scripts, all from a simple natural language prompt. It can look at complex code and help you figure out what it's doing or suggest ways to make it better. It's like having an expert pair programmer on call 24/7. And for consultants, the difference between using Joule and, say, a generic AI tool is just night and day. Joule is trained on a massive, constantly updated library of official SAP knowledge. The answers are current, reliable, and secure, which you just can't guarantee when you're getting information from random, unverified sources on the internet. And this just puts it all into perspective. Joule for Consultants is grounded in over 200,000 pages of official SAP content. That's a knowledge base that would honestly take a human consultant a decade to learn and master. It's incredible. So if you walk away with just 3 things, let it be these. Joule is different because 1, it's context-aware. It gets your specific situation. 2, it's secure and compliant, built for the enterprise from day 1. And 3, it's grounded, giving you reliable answers based on trusted facts, not the Wild West of the public internet. You know, this really shifts the whole relationship we have with our software. It stops being just a tool we use and becomes more like a partner we work with. So the final question really isn't just about what the technology can do. It's about what new possibilities it opens up for you. Now that you have a co-pilot, where are you going to fly next?